the new version of Slog Mario Void that the kids are now playing. If it's possible to win a free little library, I won the free little library. I do feel like I have been hit by a bus. Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. So this weekend I was at yalc, the Young Adult Literature Convention. This is a yearly thing that happens in London as part of Comic Con, and this was my first time going. This was baby's first yalc. I had an amazing time. It was so cool. I had so much fun, but I do feel like I have been hit by a bus. The entire weekend is just quite exhausting because you are doing a lot of kind of racing around, trying to find things, queuing up for things for like up to an hour. Just like putting yourself out there as well, talking to people. Yeah, my social battery is quite drained. But I ended up striking quite lucky with things that I got. Not just books, but mostly books. But I wanted to do a little bit of a haul of some of the things that I received over the course of the weekend. So yeah, let's get started, I guess, before the sun sets and it gets really dark, because it gets dark super early nowadays. I hate it. It's not great for my filming schedule. So yeah, the first thing I actually got at yalc pretty much as soon as I got in there was this funky little hat. It says Heartstopper. It's a Heartstopper hat, and basically you had to like show proof that you pre-ordered Heartstopper Volume 6 in order to get a free hat. So I did that, and yeah, it was very cool. I wore it for the rest of the day. It's great. And then I got lots of like other little trinkets and things. Loads of bookmarks, some stickers, lots of samplers of like kind of opening chapters in books, which is cool. I got some really cool pens that have like the logos of publishing imprints on there. So we got Daphne Press. I've got Evernight, which I think is like the Illumicrate horror section, and then Illumicrate itself, and then what's this one? Starbright, which is I think the Illumicrate sci-fi subsection, which is really cool. I think they're all just plain black ink rather than having corresponding colors to the colors that they are, which is slightly more boring but also quite useful, just practical wise. Got loads of pin badges. So this one for Seven Deadly Thorns, this one for the Fox Hunt, and this one that came just unwrapped. I don't know what it's for. I feel like it might be a Cassandra Clare thing. Oh, dropped it. But I might be wrong. And then I got not one but two dragon keychains. So I got this one, which is actually really pretty. It's got like gemstones on it. That I feel like the gems would just like come off as soon as I started using this for like actual key holding things. So yeah, but it's really pretty. And then I also got this one, which it looks kind of Fourth Wing vibes. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I got this in like a lucky dip kind of situation, and I don't really read books with dragons, but you know, it's cute, it's fun. And then I also got this fan that says Kiss or Kill, which I assume is the new version of Slog Mario Void that the kids are now playing. But this was quite useful because it got quite hot in the hall. So yeah, those are some of the freebies I got. I also got loads of tote bags. So I got this one, which is massive. It's huge. This is Epic Reads, which is like I think HarperCollins related. So there's that one, and then this one, which is for You Could Be So Pretty by Holly Bourne, which I got in a tombola. And then this one, which is for Among the Burning Flowers by Samantha Shannon, which is really cool. This was a gift with purchase from the Bloomsbury stand. Yeah, I'm big into The Prior of the Orange Tree. I need to read the other books. That'll be something I will do probably next year. Um, but yeah, pretty pleased with that. And then probably my favorite purchase in the entire weekend, including the books, was this really, really cute Faber mini tote. Like it's adorable. This was one of the first things I bought. I walked past the Faber stand and I saw this and I was like, I need it. But yeah, this holds like a surprising amount of books. The the depth of the tote. It's like that's how deep it is. And it you can put a book flat in the bottom of it. So yeah, it holds a lot of books, which was an absolute lifesaver over the weekend. The only issue was I was kind of holding it like this most of the weekend, and as a result, my arm started kind of cramping because it was just like this the entire time. So that was less fun, but I love this. This is amazing. I will be using this every single day. So yeah, that is like the non-book stuff that I got. I got like other things as well, like as I said, bookmarks and samplers and art prints and things that I can't bother to like get out and show you every single one. But yeah, shall we move on to the books now? I feel like that is what you are here for, the actual book haul. So let's start off with the books that I actually brought with me to Yalc to get signed by authors. Starting off with my two books by Frida Abike Mide, Ace of Spades, and Where Sleeping Girls Lie. Yeah, I took these to get signed, and it was really cool. The queue was long. Um, it was so long, in fact, that there was a queue in the morning, which I got turned away from because it was so long. And then there was a queue in the afternoon that I started queuing for like an hour beforehand. And I was quite near the front for that one. So thankfully, I managed to get there and talk to Farida, and she's so cool. Like she, despite the queue being really really long, she took the time to like chat to people individually and take photos and stuff, which is really awesome. So yeah, I got these signed. I will show you. Ta-da! But those aren't the only things that she signed. But you'll have to wait till the end in order to see other things. Exciting. And then I also brought this book to get signed. This is All Violet Tiaras by Jean Menges, which I read like 2 weeks ago, I think. Immediately obsessed by it. So yeah, I saw that she was going to be attending Yelp, and I was like, yes, this is now my chance. And she was lovely as well. We chatted about Greek mythology and retellings and stuff. And yeah, it was really cool. You will actually be able to find a review of this book in my upcoming nonfiction November vlog, which I'm pretty sure will come out after this one. But if not, then it might already be up, and you can go and watch it now, I guess. I don't know. And then we have the books that I got at the Penguin Little Free Library, because they set one up um, at the convention, which I thought was amazing. That was maybe one of my favorite parts in the entire convention, was just the concept of having a little free library that people just go and like trade books. So I brought 5 books with me over the course of the weekend, 2 on Saturday, 3 on Sunday, and these are the books I got. So first we have Inkblood Sister Scribe by Emma Tors, which I've heard good things about. Yeah, it got quite popular when it like came out in paperback, which was earlier this year, last year. I can't remember. But yeah, I heard this was quite popular. So yeah, that's cool. And then we have a book called Valley Verified, which sounded like Legally Blonde, but instead of Harvard Law, it was like Silicon Valley and like tech bros and stuff, which also sounded really interesting. And then we also have The Do's and Donuts of Love, which is like a Sapphic Second Chance romance YA book, which also sounded really fun. I do have a couple of books by this author on my physical TBR in my bookshelf, so this will be added to that pile. And then the final 2 books I am super excited about. I really think I won the Free Little Library with this swap. If it's possible to win a free little library, I won the free little library. So this is a proof of Firstborn of the Sun by Marvelous Michael Anson, which is also like one of the biggest fantasy books of the year of 2025. And I found a proof. Hello? This is super cool, actually. Yeah, I'm really hyped about this. It's a chunky book. Like, look at it. It's massive. I am so intimidated. But the fact that I managed to find this was incredible. And then my final find was this. What's in the bag? So there was someone, as I was like dropping off my books, there was someone who was also dropping off her books, and it was a whole load of Fairy Loot editions. And I managed to snag this one, which I'm quite excited about. Yeah, this is Book of Night by Holly Black. Have I read any Holly Black before? No, I have not. Am I going to now? Yes, definitely. It's got like a cool black sprayed edge. Looks super goth and emo. So yeah, I was very pleased with what I ended up getting. But wait, there's more. Lots more. Um Now we have the books that I bought, and there are a lot of them. RIP to my bank account. It's totally worth it though. I'm really pleased because all of these books were like bought at quite a large discount, which I'm really pleased about. So, I mean, Girl Math says that I actually saved money by spending more because I was saving more money than I would have done if I had bought those books elsewhere at a normal price. That's how it works in my head. That is the girl math that is going on up here. So first we have Where the Heart Should Be by Sarah Crossan, which is a young adult historical fiction novel in verse. I have read some Sarah Crossan before, years ago when I was like quite young, and I remember enjoying it. I really like the concept of a novel in verse. Um, yeah, and also like hopefully because it's novel in verse means I should be able to get through it quite quickly as well. It should be a relatively easy read. At least that's what the people in the Bloomsbury stand were saying when I bought this. That it felt quite easy to read because it was in verse. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Then we have Spellbound by Georgia Layton, which not only has this sprayed edge, but it also comes with a bookmark, which is cool. I saw a panel that had Georgia Layton on it at Bookfest in the summer. Um, yes, Bookfest. I bring up the cursed name. It truly is like invoking the name of a demon talking about Bookfest. Um, but yeah, this when I heard the author talking about her book, I was really interested and I wanted to wait until it came out in paperback. And now it's out in paperback and it's super shiny and it's got a sprayed edge. So yeah, I decided to get it. It's a feminist Sleeping Beauty retelling, I think. I'm pretty sure. Then we have Hell Follow With Us by Andrew Joseph White. I have been meaning to read some Andrew Joseph White for ages. I have heard nothing but good things about his books. And yeah, I've been wanting a copy of this for a while. And yeah, Spooky Month might be over, but I am not done reading horror books. Yeah, excited to read this. Then we have Some Like It Cold by Elle McNichol, which I got in another lucky dip. The tour stand were doing like a mystery book kind of thing. And this was what I got, which is pretty good for the holiday season that is coming. I mean, it was literally snowing yesterday. So yeah, I think this is pretty perfect. And yeah, then we have I Am Not Jessica Chan by Anne Liang, which I put on my list of most anticipated reads of 2025 like a year ago. And I've been wanting a copy to read since then. So yeah, this is pretty cool. I won a voucher for it, like a Wheel of Fortune. So yeah, very excited. It's like a kind of slight magical realism vibe book, about a girl who kind of accidentally assumes her cousin's identity. Um, yeah, it sounded interesting. Then we have Monk and Robot by Becky Chambers, which is a combined book containing both novellas, a Psalm for the Wild Built and a Prayer for the Crown Shy, which is like cozy sci-fi. Um, I love Becky Chambers. I have been holding off on reading the final book in the Wayfarer series for ages and ages because I don't want it to end. But I love that series with all my heart. Every single book I've read is fantastic. And yeah, I've wanted both of these novellas for a long time. And the fact that I managed to find a book that combined both of them at a really good price was really cool. I had to pick it up. I absolutely had to. Then I ended up finding both Mortal Follies and ugh, Confounding Oaths by Alexis Hall. Um, they were both on sale. This was like the end of Sunday when I was kind of racing around, trying to like pick up last minute deals. Like towards the end of Sunday, the all the booksellers just like lower their prices, trying to get rid of as many books as possible, so they don't have to like take them back with them. So yeah, these were like significantly reduced. So I managed to get both of them. I love Alexis Hall's Something Something series, which is like a Regency romance, rom com kind of series trilogy. Yeah, trilogy. Um, and this is also Regency era, I think. Yes. No, this is Victorian. Yes, just before Victorian. Edwardian? I don't know. It's around that time period, I guess. Um, and yeah, it's romance, but there's also magic. So I'm sure I will enjoy these just as much. And then finally, we have Counterattacks at 30 by Won Pyong Son, who wrote Almond, which I've read earlier this year and loved. This book has a really fun sprayed edge, which I'm a big fan of. Um, and yeah, I've been meaning to read this for a little while. And yeah, if it's anything like Almond, then I'm sure I will absolutely love it. And the fun doesn't stop. It's not over yet because now we come to the books that I won. And these I think are the most exciting because most of these books aren't even out yet. They don't come out until next year, which is really cool. So yeah, let's get started. So first up, I won a copy of Catch Your Death by Ravina Garon in a tombola. This is signed by the author, which is really cool. I have a proof copy of another book by the same author. I think Mondays of Murder. It's the newest one, the one art that came after this one, that I found in the charity shop, which is really cool. So yeah, this is also going to get added to that pile. Then we have Better the Devil by Eric J. Brown, which comes out in January. This is a murder mystery that involves like a stolen identity, and it sounded really cool. That's the back. Then we have Seven Deadly Spells by L.A. Weatherly. This is apparently the epic romantasy of 2026. It comes out in November, as in like November next year, so a year from now. So the fact that I have a copy of this already is super cool. This was described as Romeo and Juliet, but with mafia families and magic, which sounds really cool. And yeah, very excited about this one. If you can't see because of the weird lighting, it says the only way out of a binding is death. Yeah, and this is the back of this one. Then we have The Castle in the Cloister by Laura E. Weymouth. This is an epic fantasy book that I think has dragons in it. Um, it was described to me by the people at the publishing stand as kind of like Priory of the Orange Tree. And as I said, I'm big into Priory. So yeah, this was right up my street, and also it's shiny, which is cool. This comes out in August, I'm pretty sure. Then we have The Fox and the Devil by Kirsten White. This comes out in March next year. This is a sapphic vampire fantasy involving a vampire hunter's daughter and a beautiful serial killer. That's what it says on the back. So yeah, normally I don't particularly enjoy reading books about vampires, but if it's sapphic, sign me up. Then we have Augusta Pine Does Not Exist by Emily Lloyd Jones, which comes out in July of next year. This is a thriller about a teen spy who legally her identity has been erased and she does not exist. Um, but yeah, it sounded really cool. And the process to get my hands on this book was really cool. I had to like know a password and give it to the people at the publishing stand, and they were super secretive about it, um, which was really cool and maybe looks slightly suspicious, but it was really fun, super fun. Then we have Bad Queer by Gayatri Kamalakanthan. I probably butchered that name. I'm sorry. This comes out in March, and I won it in a lucky dip, which is really cool. It's like I had like a skim through it. It's like multimedia. Some of it's in verse, some of it's like in text messages. There are supposedly like illustrations in there, but it's just a box that says illustration. So I don't know how the reading experience is gonna be if I don't have those illustrations. But yeah, it's a book about navigating first love as a non-binary teenager. It says in the back, um, which sounds really cool and definitely like the representation that we need. So yeah, looking forward to this one. Then we have the last three proofs that I'm probably most excited about. First up is this one, Starshipped by Cat Sebastian, which is a contemporary kind of enemies to lovers romance involving rival actors on a long running sci fi show who get quite close to each other. Um, yeah, it sounded really cool, right up my street. A witty, emotional, and deliciously slow burn enemies to lovers romance between two co stars on a popular sci fi television series. It sounds so fun. This comes out in April, and yeah, very excited to read this one. Then we have Survival Show by Juno Dawson. This says Sing for Your Life, and then the cover is here. Yeah, I went to the cover reveal for this one, just being held at the Simon and Schuster stand, and Juno Dawson was there. I was like 4 feet away from her. Insane. Um, yeah, it was incredible. There was a cover reveal. There were dancers. Um, they were just like handing out proofs randomly. It was just a bum fight to get there. Um, felt slightly attacked, but I went with my mum, and she is just was shoving people out of the way. She wasn't shoving people out of the way. She was standing respectfully, and just hoping that she got handed one, and she managed to snag one for me, which I was very pleased with. This was described by the author herself as Cat's Eye meets the Hunger Games. Hello, sign me up. Oh my god, it sounds so fun. And then finally, the very last proof that I managed to get my hands on was this one, The Heirs by Frida Abike Amide, which was also what I was queuing up for. Not just signing, but also to try and get one of these. And there were like 5 different varieties corresponding to the 5 main characters in the book. I managed to get this one for Octavius the Maestro. Has a little like violin thing on it. I thought that was quite appropriate because I used to play the violin. This is like a Knives Out style murder mystery book that follows 5 adopted children of this like rich guy who dies, and they're all like prodigies. And yeah, it sounds so cool, and I have loved everything that Frida has put out, and this will be no different. And yeah, I also got this book signed as well with a little stamp and some stickers. So yeah, this is now one of my most prized possessions. Very cool. Very cool. So yeah, those are all the books I got at Yalc. You can probably tell why my arms were so tired after carrying all of them around. Um, as a disclaimer, I went to Yalc with my parents. I went with my mom on the Saturday and my dad on the Sunday. So like I did have kind of double the chances of getting like winning proofs and books and stuff. which is probably why I ended up walking away with so many books. This probably isn't normal. I feel incredibly lucky, honestly. And yeah, the weekend was fantastic, especially considering like the absolute disaster that was Bookfest. That was like my first experience at a book related event, like a big one. And it was absolutely ridiculous. Queuing for like people didn't even know what they were queuing for. And yeah, I didn't win a single book at Bookfest. I won one tote bag and some stickers, and that was it. So I came into yalc and I was like, if I win one single thing, like one book, then I will be happy. And then I ended up winning like 10. So yeah, I'm really pleased. I feel very, very lucky. My social battery may be empty, but my heart is very, very full. Thank you so much for watching this video. Oh look, the sun is going down and it is dark. Yeah, if you enjoyed this video, then please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel for even more content. You can also find me on TikTok, Instagram, Storygraph, Blue Sky. My username on all those platforms is the same as it is on here, at @WithLivJones. I need to go and find somewhere to put all of these books. Wish me luck. Thanks so much again for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!